Hey, this is Sonya with SEH Unlimited. Thank you for joining today. We got Saturday's cousins. Well, today cousin Alice she's out at a show. I hope some of you in that area go see her. She's got wonderful products. This week for me, oh my goodness, I have had a lot of pain. And she's supposed to be sending me some of her pain salve. I am anxiously awaiting it. Uh, anyway, so I hope that you are doing fine. I hope you're doing okay. Um, I'm doing all right. So, what's up with my business? Okay, SEH Unlimited. I make functional art such as resin art, and I make colorful soaps that are fun. And the story behind SEH Unlimited, as far as my soap goes, is I have very sensitive skin, and I am unable to use 90% of the soaps out there because it breaks me out. And when I was in my late teens, early 20s, my cousin showed me how to make soap. And since then, it's been about 30 years, folks. And so I have been making soap. And about in 2020, I decided to start my business selling soap, and it's been doing okay, but I really haven't been getting a lot of traffic, and I'm hoping to get more traffic. I got a new product. I started making a clay face mask, and look for that pretty soon. I have a couple of people who I'm going to showcase them using it. I'm pretty excited about it. I like the product. It feels really good on my skin and the minerals. Oh my god, I got okay. So I got glycerin soap, which I like to do for fun with multiple colors, and I can do the glow in the dark in there. That's fun. And I've actually used the soap, so it was all right. It's more of a novelty soap, but it's still fun, functional but fun. And I have the ultimate oatmeal. Let me show you what I use. And I'm hoping to get a review back on that pretty soon here. But this is the ultimate oatmeal. You got an exfoliant in there, and it's all natural. Got the glycerin. It suds up really. Has a really nice lather, and it's great for the skin. The reason why I call it the ultimate oatmeal is one day I had gotten into something. As you know, we grow our food and stuff like that, or some. But I had gotten into something, and no, I don't use any chemicals. But I had gotten into something, and it's like I have bumps all over my hand. And I used my regular glycerin, which made the skin soft, but the bumps were still there. And then I tried my ultimate oatmeal, and my bumps went down. Now, a lot of people ask me, they say, is it good for dry skin? This is my answer. You can have dry skin from a food allergy. You can have dry skin from an allergy to a medication you're taking. You can have dry skin from the heat source in your home, from the wind, from the weather. There are many different reasons that you can have dry skin. So, what I say is, you know, buy my soap and try it out for yourself. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If it does, and I think it will. I think it will. I think it'll work really nice. So, um, right now, I'm just getting things wrapped up and got a couple of videos to make about the soap. I'm kind of excited and nervous about that. Now, as far as talking about life, today it is just me. So, the holiday season is upon us. And for some people, that is the toughest season to get through. when things are not working out the way you thought they should.
Oh my God!
Yes, I'm playing with the mixer again. But at the same time, this is the time of the year where we all need to take a little patience with each other and be good to each other. Um, now, I want to stress if you don't have anybody to reach out to a stranger. I mean, don't give them all your history because you're gonna totally get them all worried and they're gonna freak out and block you and stuff like that. But if you just need to hear have a good day or something like that, reach out to a stranger. I I have found myself in positions where just talking to somebody new about their product. Speaking of their product, I want to give a little shout out to. Let me turn my volume down so everything doesn't come up here. Mark Tune. I don't know if you can see that super right. Mark Tune. Okay, so I'm waiting. I ordered a image and I am waiting. I'm so excited. Let me turn this light on here. It's a little dark. Might help if I plug it in. There we go. And so I'm excited for that. And I hope that when I get the product that I will they'll be able to come on live with me and so I can brag about it because all the work I see is just really nice. And enough on that. So now we're in the process of getting this a format really set up for it. With Saturday's Cousins, what I'm not trying to do something where we are going to be in place of personalized services that you can get for your business. But what I have experienced with my business is that when I get a consultation, I don't know what to ask. And I've been in a situation where I was asked to speak for a time period about my business. I didn't know what to say. And I'm drinking some tea here, my own little concoction. Anyway, but when you put under the gun and requesting, or somebody is requesting that you talk for a minute about your business, and you get up there and you get stuck. It's like, yes, my business means that much to me, but okay, why does your business mean that much to you? And I think it's just a great thing to be able to practice up and write what you really want to write and have it down. And kind of like I'm stumbling right now. Um, kind of like I'm stumbling right now. Be very nice to know what's going on with your business and
Make it so sad. Yeah.
I wanted to do like a commercial, say brought to you by. We can hear it.
House just smells so good afterward.
Unfucking believable. I told these two high school kids 56 Getaway Drive.
Okay, we're just not going to do that. I have to practice up on that. Thank you, T. Owens. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. But let's go on back to this season. Things can get rough out there, especially if you've lost somebody or you're not around your family for whatever reason. Just remember, even if you reach out to a stranger, if you don't have anybody to reach out to, there is 988. 988. Hopefully they have it staffed really well. I hope so. But sometimes people get suicidal or feel hopeless. And, you know, if you're unable to reach out to somebody you love or a stranger or something like that, but remember to be safe. Don't give out your personal information. Don't, spill all your beans to somebody that you don't know. Just, let them know you kind of having a rough time. This is like on here, you know, I have issues I'm going through with pain and things like that. And of course, everybody has the financial issue. It's like all the monies that were uh, given out to help people, those were really nice. I am under the understanding that some of those places are running out of funding now. And but hopefully you are able to find some assistance. Remember, if you're having problems paying your utility bills, contact your utility company and let them know, and they may have some sort of problem for you. Um, just don't wait till it gets too. Just don't wait till it gets too late. Don't hesitate. If you need the number, call 988. Don't hesitate. And if you need And if you find yourself and you need some funds, call 211. Said 211. Yeah, I'm a rapper now. I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper now. But God, I just keep bouncing around. I like having somebody to bounce around with me. Anyway, um, so you discussed 211, 988. I've discussed my business. Um, by the way, helloalice.com. They don't sponsor me or anything like that. But what is nice about them is they do have resources. If you're in a small business, they're really good resources there that some are free, some are not. Um, it is an awesome thing to try. And I'm flailing right now. I am flailing. Be back with you in just a moment. All right. So let's talk about scams, people. There are more people out there trying to get your money any way they can. And um, just remember, if you're a company that you do business with, if they don't normally call you out of the blue and ask you for money, and all of a sudden they're calling you out of the blue, call the number that you have for that company. Call them back and find out why they're calling you. The place where I work, I work for a utility, and people are getting calls saying, oh, we're going to shut you off in half an hour if you don't pay this much money. And then they tell them to call a certain number back, press some buttons, or they say you got to talk to a supervisor, or they have you go and get a prepaid card and call them back with the code. You know, no utility is going to contact you. No business is going to contact you and tell you that you need to go and get a prepaid credit card to pay your bill. Okay, that's a scam. Other ways that they try to scam, I had a gentleman contact me over email, and I was trying to sell something. I can't remember what it was, but he contacted me over email, and he said, I'm very interested. I would like to buy it. They said, and I told him how much it was going to be. And he said, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you more than what you're asking for. I'm going to send you a $500 or a $5,000 check. And because I'm having trouble reaching my secretary, what I'm going to need you to do is cash the check, contact my secretary, and then give her $2,500 of the money. And you keep $2,500, which is more than what you're asking for the picture, and you can deliver the picture to her. And I thought about this. I said, okay, so I'm asking $250. You're going to give me $2,500. You're going to write me a check. I'm supposed to put it in my bank, cash it, take the picture and the $2,500 over to your secretary. Now, this is your secretary. This is the person that you are saying is running all your business and you can't reach for one reason or another. Why can't you send her a $2,500 check and have her bring me the money and pick up the picture? And so he got really insistent over the emails. And so finally I emailed him back. I said, okay, fine. Send the check. I will wait until it clears and then I will contact her. And once it clears, and I know you can't get the money back, or you can't do anything with that check, then I'll contact her. Needless to say, I've never heard from him again. And then we all know the old scam, oh, you've got a whole bunch of money from Africa, billions of dollars. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, it'll just cost you $5,000 to get it out. I said, $5,000? Yeah, that's what we got to do to pay the taxes on the money. And I'm sure these scams are around a lot, where they ask you to send them a certain amount to cover the taxes and the transportation of the money, licenses, or whatever you need, visas, whatever. And they can sound pretty convincing. And this is what I said. I said, it's going to cost me $5,000. The answer is yes. Okay. And it's all these millions. The answer is yes. Are you excited? Oh, yes. And so I said, okay. Well, it's not fair that you're not getting paid. How about this? I told him take a cool $500,000 and send me the rest. What's up with that? And needless to say, I haven't heard back. And I've had IRS usually will not call you. Social Security Department will not call you. And Medicaid, if they need to call you and they have some sort of reason that they need to reach you, they usually reach out to you by letter. So just be aware of the scams. And if you don't forget to report the scams. Let me give me just a moment here. Okay, so here is a link for reporting scams. And here is Hello Alice. I'm just going to show this screen so you can see what it looks like. All right. So there's also identitytheft.gov, donotcall.gov, and this is the Federal Trade Commission report fraud, ftc.gov. Okay, COVID-19 scams, report here. Price gouging, report here. Report to help fight fraud, report now. How it works, tell us what happened. Next steps to help fraud. Get started now. Let's go over the frequently asked questions. Okay. What can I report? Report anything you may think a fraud, scam, bad business practice. For ideas of what you might report to the FTC, check out consumerftc.gov for more information and advice. Or take a look at the FTC's latest cases at ftc.gov. I'm not sure if a scam or fraud, should I still report it? Yes, please report it. Whether you think it's a scam, or it is, or you're not happy about a business practice, tell the FTC. The FTC is law enforcement partners enforce a variety of laws. Your report makes a difference. It can help law enforcement spot problems. Start your report now. Let's see. I'm not sure what category to choose. Okay, we just listened to some of the common things to report, but there are many other issues you can report to the FTC. But if you are not sure which category to choose or don't see a category that fits your situation, choose something else and we'll get it to the right place. If you think your report fits in more than one category, just do the one you think it fits best. Okay, can I report the number of a one unwanted call? Yes, when filing a report, choose the category, just an annoying call. You can use the streamlined form to report an unwanted call, like a illegal robocall. We'll just ask some extra questions. Okay. Can I report spam, texted? Yes. You can report your spam email or text. And if you don't find the category, again, choose something else. Okay, why should I report identity theft? You can report identity theft and get a recovery plan at identitytheft.org. Oh, okay. So back in the day, I had gotten a phone call from a credit card company, and they were telling me that I owed them money. I was like, what? I don't even have a credit card with you. And so, they asked me some questions, and I answered them, and they said, okay, we think it's not you. And I said, okay, well, if somebody stole my identity and you gave them a credit card, how about you give me a credit card? So they gave me a credit card, which was one of the best things I could have did, because they, of course, compared my spending with what the fraudsters did, and that just sealed the deal, saying it was not me. I also had an issue. A lot of people, as you're moving around, you're realizing that to start a utility account, that most companies are verifying your ID. They're verifying it when you call, each and every time you call. And there's a reason for this. There have been scams where people have ended up on paper owning other people's houses. And that could easily be a year and a half of legal paperwork you got to do to get your home back. And I had a situation where somebody had started some sort of utility in another state, and it was while I was in high school, mind you. And after I got out of high school, I'm moving from one place to another, and they tell me they don't want to start my utility because I owe money. I said, where do I owe money? Why? And they said, you owe money here. And they said, can you prove you were never there? I said, yes. How's that? And I said, I can send you my high school diploma. They require you show up. There's no way I could have been in that other state and still get my high school diploma. So it is a very serious situation that can be a little bit hard to get out of. But let's go back to this. Okay, if I already filed a report at identitytheft.gov, so shall I also file a report here? No. You file it one place or the other. Should I still report something if the FTC already reported it to another agency? Yes. One exception, if you reported a financial issue to the CFPB, like debt collection, credit report, bank issues, you don't need to report it again here. Okay, can I report the company I work for? Yes. If you prefer, you can report it anonymously. How much information you give us is up to you. But filling in your contact information can help if the FTC needs more information from you. We will not automatically share your information with the company, but there are times we may share it. And I would say if it went further and they needed you to testify or something. Let's see. If you live outside the U.S. or want to report an international scam, you can use consumer.gov to file your report. It will then be included in the FTC's Consumer Sentinel database. eConsumer.gov is a partnership of more than 35 consumer protection agencies around the world and helps identify trends and prevent international scams. It is available in English, Spanish, French, German, Korean, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. Can I file a report for someone else? Yes, you'll be able to say if you're reporting on behalf of someone else. You'll also be able to give us your information and that of the person you are reporting it for, if you choose to share it. Okay, so what information do you need to file a report? Anything. You can tell us about your experience is helpful. Please share as much or as little information as you'd like. If you paid any money, we'll ask how much. And when you paid, we'll ask for any information you might have about whomever you're reporting, like the name or any contact information you have. We can't take uploaded messages. Oh, can I attach or send you documents related to my report? We can't take uploaded messages, but if you can, paste and text some of your documents into the comments field of your report and hold on to your documents because law enforcement might ask you for them in connection with an investigation. Can I get help filing a report? If you're having technical issues, difficulty choosing a category, use the live chat button to help with the process. But you won't be able to file your report through the live chat. Okay? Okay, so why was I sent to the CFPB to file my report? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is the CFPB, handles issues related to debt collection, credit card companies, credit reporting, banking, and might be able to help you resolve your issue. If your report falls into one of these categories, we'll send you to the CFPB's website. But don't worry, your report will still end up in the FTC's database, which makes reports available to federal and state and local law enforcement across the country. Can you file a report over the telephone? If you're not able to use reportfraud.ftc.gov to file a report, you can call the FTC's Consumer Response Center at 877-382-4357. Can I file in another language? You can file a report in Spanish. Go to reportefraud.ftc.gov. To file in French, German, Korean, Japanese, Polish, Spanish, or Turkish, go to econsumer.gov. What does the FTC do with my personal information? Protecting the privacy and security of consumers' personal information is very important to us. Learn more about what the FCC does for the information with the information that you give us. ftc.gov/site-information/privacy-policy. Okay. And yes, you can file a report anonymously. Okay, so what happens to your report? Your report goes to the FTC's Consumer Sentinel data. I'm so bad. I'm functionally illiterate. Okay, database, which is available to federal, state, and local law enforcement across the country. The FTC uses reports like yours to investigate bring cases against fraud, scams, bad business practices, but can't resolve reports on behalf of individuals. We will share your report with more than 2,800 law enforcement partners. The FTC also uses reports and spot trends, educate the public, and share data about what is happening in your community when you check out what is going on in your state or metro area by visiting ftc.gov/explore data. When the FTC brings cases, we try to get money back for people at ftc.gov/refund. You can see recent cases that have resulted in refunds. And in all honesty, I think this is really great information. You should, if you have a report that you would like you know, if you've been scammed, attempted scam, take the information, take the number that they gave you, take the number that they called from. If they gave you a name, was it a male, female? Th- um, what kind of accent did they have? Did they have a, did they, you know, was it northern, southern, Spanish? You know, what kind of accent did they have? You may not be able to pick it, but that will help out a lot. Um, and also be very aware about people coming to your door. Uh, on TikTok, I recently saw a message that sounded very serious, saying that messengers will contact you. They are paying reparations, and you're um, that means in 30 days the U.S. is going to shut down, and they're going to ask you where you want to go, and the money that they're going to give you as reparation, you will be wanting for nothing else. And you'll go there, that'll be your home, and basically there'll be nothing here at the U.S. if you choose to stay. The dollar's not going to be worth a thing. And I'm thinking, if the dollar's not going to be worth a thing, why I want to take a whole bunch of them with me? I watched a video not too long ago on Venezuela, and with what happened there is they printed up a bunch of money, and eventually their money was not worth the paper it was printed on. And you know, with the U.S. dollar, it's like everything that we're doing is making it worth less and less. In fact, let's go on and move on over to that category. Spend a couple minutes over there. Now, one thing um, about retirement, one thing that has just absolutely floored me when I heard it was a company, they were actually allowed to claim bankruptcy on their employees' retirement fund. And um, you know, I'm in a, that's scary. And when you sign up to work for a company and you spend a good portion of your life working for that company, and part of your contract is that you have a certain expectation for, and you have a certain expectation for savings or retirement plan, and a company is allowed to uh, claim bankruptcy on it. That's sad, and that can really affect you. That can change you from having to have a job because you want a job when you get older to having to have a job because you have to work, you have to eat, you have to pay the bills. Um, there, there was a state that actually claimed bankruptcy on their city workers. And, you know, now when you work for any facet of the government, you don't have a choice as far as buying into their retirement plan. You don't have a choice. You have to go into their retirement. It's mandatory, and you just hope that nothing happens to it. Um, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard tell that with our retirement, they had it set up with some company that wasn't doing anything, that basically sat there gaining no money. And so they got with a new company that's doing something with our money. And how that affected it, it affected me in one of the ways. All that money that's been sitting there all those years, I have not been gaining any interest on the way it affected the place I work for is in 2017, they changed the retirement program. It used to be as long as you did 30 years, you could retire. And now you can't just do 30 years and retire. For instance, if you started when you were 18, at 48, you could retire full benefits. Now, if you start when you're 18, you have to wait till you're 67 to retire. And, it's not fair. It's not fair to any of us. But you want to, look at your retire. You want to not only have what your company offers you, but you want to set something else for with after tax dollars. And just start out, if you're young and everything, just start out with $25 a month. There are plenty of companies out there. Make sure it's a reputable company. There are a lot of people out there with the Bitcoin thing, the miner thing, saying you can make a lot of money. I've invited several of those people to come on here and explain what it is they do. None of them have told me why they cannot come on and discuss that. They have not taken me up on my offer. And it's like, if you asking me for some money, I want to know what you're going to do with it. And you should have all of that expectation from any company that you start up any kind of retirement with. Savings account, checking account. You want to know, how, you want to know the ins and outs as far as what they're going to do with your money, any charges that you're going to incur. But you do want to start a after-tax dollar, um, like Roth IRA or something like that. And the reason for that is because you've already paid taxes on those dollars. And as that money grows, um, you have to check with your local tax people. I'm no expert in everything, but you've already paid taxes on those dollars. So if you need to pull out some of that money, as long as you pull out what you put in, leave the interest there, you don't have to pay tax on that money because you've already paid it. And, treat it like you're banking with yourself and just pay yourself back if you need to pull it out. And also, it's a good idea to have an account that you don't touch where you can save up, have a little savings in case your car breaks down. You know, if if the bad weather happens, power goes out all the time, and sometimes if a tree falls on the line to your house and it rips the line off from the house, that's something you have to repair yourself, and then you have to schedule to get that power back. So that means you're going to have somewhere to stay. And depending on your insurance, you may have a deductible before they do anything. I don't know, but that deductible is going to need to be paid. And or they may reimburse you for what you have to do if you have to rent a car, if you have to replace your food, you replace your medications if they need to stay refrigerated. These are things you want to think about. These are things you want to be able to take care of yourself. You want to be able to sustain yourself for 3 days. And the reason I say that is a lot of cities and states, and I'm talking about the United States, the majority of them have something set up, but they don't have it open 24/7. A lot of times what they have to do is they got to get the people together to get it set up, and they got to say, hey, this is, you get the people together, say, okay, what do we need for how many people, what area are we going to put it in? Then you got the person who goes out and say, okay, I can procure this, that, and this other's going to take this long to get there. And it will take time. So be able to take care of yourself for 3 days. And it's not just about survival. It's about, being somewhat comfortable because you're already in a stressful situation. So, have some food that you're going to want to eat. Store up some water and look at your local guidelines. Give just a moment here. Let me just pull up something on that. I like talking about this stuff. Okay, where is it? There we go. Okay. Okay, so ready.gov, plan for disasters. Okay, so what exactly is emergency preparedness planning? This includes activities such as plans, procedures, contact lists, exercises. Okay, in the anticipation of. Okay, have a phone tree. If you have a large family, break it up into phone trees. That way, if something happens in a certain area, have somebody outside the area that you can call and say, I'm all right, this is where I'm at. That way, as long as you can do that, because what happens when there's a major catastrophe is the lines, majority of the lines are made for emergency access, and then people flood the lines trying to get through to each other. So, like for instance, I'm in Washington State. Now I have family in other states, and so I'm gonna pick some. My family and I, we need to talk about that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have people in different states. That way they can check in. Somebody who can say, okay, so and so's checked in, so and so's checked in. They're safe. They're safe. And that way, if somebody is missing, you know who's missing, and you know who is where. That's one. Number two. Let's see here. Okay, so emergency preparedness plan. Okay. So I was just talking about the emergency contact information. This is for your business. Um, for your home, main things that you want to have in a box, and you want to put this box somewhere where it can be grabbed. Maybe carry it in your car. In addition to that little emergency kit with the flashing lights and stuff, that's great. But you want to have a change of clothes. You want to have blankets. You want to have some of your medications. You want to have water. You want to have some food. And maybe a couple of games because you might find yourself having to sit there and, maybe a deck of cards or something because you may have find yourself somewhere where you need to distract yourself from all that's going on around you. As far as at your home, have a plan for everybody in your home that if something happens, like a tree falls on your house, which did happen to me, mind you, if a tree falls on your house, and if everybody gets out, a safe place for everybody to meet up at. That way, we all know everybody's safe. You're not worried about somebody stuck in the building and they're not off just wandering off somewhere. And you want to, I know that there are these kits where you can buy the food that'll last for 25 years. I think that's really a great idea. We used to have these little kits at our work that had this little nutritional bar that you could take a bite off periodically, and it's supposed to fill you up. But that thing looked nasty. I didn't even want to try it. I was scared of it. I was like, eh. But You want to just have a plan, know what you're going to do, because when that moment strikes, if there is a situation, then you do not, if there is a situation, if there is some sort of situation, then you know what you're going to do and you can jump right into autopilot. Um, it's a good idea if you have neighbors, if you live in an apartment complex, know your neighbors. And if if you have a situation where there's a power outage, which happens a lot in the wintertime, you know, you can get generators. Generators are great to have. Pop some gasoline or propane in that puppy and hook yourself up. That way you can keep warm, make yourself some meals, and you can wait for the electricity to come back on. Now, I did run into something really cool. Okay, so this is the EcoFlow. Now, the last time we had a major power outage in my area that lasted for a few days, it was vegetation on the lines, which is 90% of the problem. But what happened is there was trees that fell down the road on both my exit ways to get out of my house. And so I would not have been able to go get gas or propane. The gas or propane I would have had on hand would not have lasted more than a day or so. And it was cold. It was in the wintertime. So we ran into these, and I'm going to save up and get one of these. They're kind of pricey, but the thing is that you can charge these with solar. They're like big batteries. You can charge them in your home and have them ready to go. And no, this place is not sponsoring me, but if you're in an apartment, you can just have this ready to go. That way, if the lights do go out, you can keep yourself warm, have a light on, charge your phone and things like that, keep yourself entertained, and it's not spitting out any fumes because it doesn't use uh, gas or propane, and it is um, you can keep it in your home. It's quiet. And I was watching a video not too long ago, and also happened to somebody in my area, I believe. They had their generator outside, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it went quiet. They figured it just ran out of gas. They went out there, and somebody had cut the chain and took their generator. So I do believe that these are an awesome little thing that you can have. But mainly you want to be safe and you want to be comfortable and you want to take care of yourselves and each other. But do get to know your neighbors so that if there is a major catastrophe, you can help each other out. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is SONYA with SEH Unlimited. And come on back. We'll be here next week, same time. Saturday's Cousins, y'all. Where we talk about our business, talk about your business. We talk about whatever business you want to. Saturday's Cousins. We all cousins. All right. Bye-bye.